Germany has recently passed a controversial law that allows for the personal use of cannabis, although it falls short of permitting the wholesale cultivation and retail of the drug. Greetings, everyone. Today, we will be delving into the subject of Germany's recent legalization of cannabis consumption and possession. However, it is important to note that while individuals will be allowed to publicly use and carry up to 25 grams of cannabis starting from April 1st, the wholesale cultivation and retail of cannabis remain prohibited. This development positions Germany as the most lenient country in Europe when it comes to the recreational use of cannabis. Nonetheless, there are opposition lawmakers who have expressed their intention to challenge this law in court, which may potentially slow down its implementation. It is worth mentioning that the government has decided against the widespread licensed sale of cannabis in public shops. According to the law that was passed today on Friday, February 23rd, individuals will be permitted to grow cannabis at home for personal use, with a maximum of 3 plants allowed. Additionally, starting from July 1st, cannabis cultivation will also be permitted by clubs consisting of up to 500 members. Now, without any further delay, let us begin our discussion. In a significant decision, German legislators have approved the legalization of cannabis for personal use and ownership. However, they opted against transforming the nation into the world's largest regulated cannabis market by granting licenses for its wholesale cultivation and retail. As of April 1st, under the recently approved regulations, Germany's centre-left coalition government, led by Chancellor Olaf Scholz, will introduce a flagship social reform allowing adults to openly possess and transport up to 25 grams of cannabis. Despite taking over a year to develop, the law that will establish Germany as the most lenient country in Europe regarding the recreational use of cannabis remains embroiled in controversy, as opposition lawmakers are determined to challenge it in court and impede its implementation. Even in the Netherlands, a country often perceived as having a lenient stance, possessing more than 5 grams of cannabis remains a criminal offence. And while public consumption in designated cafes is tolerated, it is not considered legal. Canada has the most liberal laws among developed economies when it comes to cannabis. Individuals are permitted to possess up to 30 grams of cannabis and purchase it from authorized retailers. The United States, on the other hand, still considers cannabis a Schedule 1-inch illegal drug at the federal level. However, 24 states have legalized its recreational use. During a contentious session of the Bundestag to pass new regulations in Germany, Health Minister Karl Lauterbach voiced his strong disapproval of the current legal situation, emphasizing that it is far from acceptable. This statement garnered significant backlash from conservative and far-right lawmakers. Given that 4.5 million Germans are already regular users of the drug and existing laws criminalizing its consumption are outdated, Lauterbach argues that legalizing marijuana is a sensible solution. Over the past decade, there has been a 100% increase in the number of individuals aged 18, 25 who consume marijuana. According to the health minister, the implementation of the new law will effectively diminish a perilous criminal market, enhance the availability of educational resources, and impose stricter penalties on individuals involved in the sale of cannabis to minors under the age of 18. As a result of the backlash, there has been a dilution of the initial proposal in order to appease critics. The government has faced criticism from pro-legalization groups and commercial cannabis producers for its decision to abandon the idea of allowing the regulated sale of cannabis in public stores. However, the possibility of implementing such a measure at a later date has not been ruled out, although the Health Ministry has not provided any specific timeline for when this might happen. According to a study conducted in 2021 by the Heinrich Heine University of Düsseldorf, on behalf of the German Hemp Association, a group advocating for the legalization of cannabis, it was determined that the German government has the potential to generate an annual revenue of up to 3.4 billion euros through the implementation of licensing and taxation on the sale of cannabis. As of Friday, a newly enacted law allows individuals to cultivate up to 3 cannabis plants at home for personal use, and starting from July 1st, Clubs of up to 500 members will also be permitted to engage in this activity. While clubs have the authority to impose membership fees, they are strictly prohibited from selling cannabis directly to their members. Additionally, they are only allowed to distribute a maximum of 50 grams of cannabis per month to each member. Any surplus production must be disposed of. The consumption of cannabis in public will be permitted with the exception of areas near schools or sports facilities, and under no circumstances should it be done in the presence of minors. According to a recent YouGov poll, the German public remains skeptical about the legalization of the drug, with 47% of respondents expressing disagreement, 42% in favor, and an additional 11% undecided. According to Simone Borchardt, a member of the Christian Democrat CDU party and a participant in the Parliamentary Health Committee, the measures in place to protect children and youth outlined in the law are merely empty words. She asserts that the police are ill-equipped to handle the situation, and the interior ministers from all federal states have expressed their opposition to this legislation. Despite these concerns, the government continues to prioritize its own agenda. The Bavarian government, which is under the control of the Christian Social Union, the sister party of the CDU, has expressed its intention to explore legal options in order to challenge the law. On Friday morning, Bavaria's health minister, Judith Gerlach, expressed the state's unwavering commitment to countering the hazardous use of cannabis in the event that the law is enacted. Prior to its implementation, the legislation will undergo a review in Germany's second parliamentary chamber, a step that has the potential to cause additional delays. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.